What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. It's Ars. Let's get productive. I hope you all been doing well. I've been doing great. I just came back off a vacation. It was a great time. I got a lot of work done. It's really cool how just traveling to different places, it can kind of spark your creativity. But with that in mind, while I was out on vacation, I needed a little bit of, I needed something different. You know, you get kind of stale with the same plugins and the same, VSTs. I was in a different environment. I just wanted something a little bit different that was going to kind of spice up my sound a little bit. So I just started digging, looking to see what's new and hot out there. And I came across a plugin called VYBZ by Thenatan. And man, something we got to talk about. These new multi-effects plugins, they're popping up all over the place, and that's what VYBZ is. It's a multi-effects plugin, kind of a lo-fi multi-effects plugin that gives you a lot of hands-on capability with tweaking your lo-fi effects, as well as aging and de-aging your sound. And we'll get into that when we dive into the plugin. But I was really impressed with what this thing is capable of. So it's something I wanted to bring to the channel and expose and hopefully give you guys something new that you could check out and add into your arsenal. You know, you can never have enough tools when you're trying to get a project done. So hopefully this can be something new for you guys to add into your toolkit. So let's not even waste any time. Let's get right into it. VYBZ by Thenatan. Let's talk about it. So we have VYBZ queued up right here, and this is the plugin VYBZ. Like I said, it's by Thenatan. I believe that's how you pronounce their name. And this is the plugin. It's queued up. Now what I did was I did a little bit of parallel processing. I wanted to kind of go crazy with the effect and then be able to dial the effect back and mix it into the dry signal the way I wanted to. So I have this on a bus track, and I'm going to kind of blend it in with the dry signal of my melody. So I'll just play the beat real quick without anything on it, just so you can hear what it is we're working on. Something really simple. What we're going to be adding VYBZ to, as far as the beat is concerned, I wanted to throw it on the melody. So right now I'm going to just play the melody so you can get a sense of the melody without VYBZ on it. And on the melody right now, I don't have much going on as far as effects are concerned. I have, just within the plugin that I use to make the melody, which is chords, I have a little bit of a chorus effect and a little bit of reverb on it. I did add some compression to the melody, cut out some of the low end on the instrument that I use for the melody, but that's about it. There's no multi-effects plugin on it. There's nothing crazy happening. So before we get into actually adding this thing to the melody, I want to go over some of the features in this plugin. Right off the bat, we're going to talk about it. I always talk about the UI before everything, and I actually like the UI in this plugin. I love really clean concepts when it comes to UI. Really simple, clean concepts. You can't resize the UI. I'm always a fan of being able to resize the UI. Quick story, I was working on a beat the other day, and I have this really large desktop screen right here, but when I was in Tulum, I was working off of my laptop, and obviously the screen on the laptop is a lot smaller. And some of these UIs for some of these plugins are, a little bit large for a laptop screen. So it kind of takes up the DAW's entire interface. You can't see the transpose, you can't see any of the tracks. It just kind of takes up the whole screen because the UI is so big, and not being able to have access to resize the UI the way I like to, it just was another reason for me why I like being able to resize the UI so much. So just to go over the effects that you have going on here really quickly, you have your texture effect here, you have your reverb effect, you have echo, you have damage, time machine, motion, so you can adjust the way that the wave pattern is moving in your sound. And you have a 2-band EQ here, which is pretty much dedicated to low pass and and high pass filters. So texture, you have a few different noises for texture. You can go through those noises. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn all of the settings off so you can just hear what each thing is doing. So this is texture. And as I change the different noises, you can hear the different textures that they have available. Right? Right. And then you can just use this gain here to turn the volume of the textures up and down. If you go over here to verb, you have different types of reverb. Over here you have your IR samples, so you can import your own IR samples into the reverb. Right here you can just literally drag and drop it. And as you can see, you can go through these different types of reverbs here, and you can adjust how much of it, how much space is taking up in that room, and you can adjust the gain of the verb. So you can adjust the size of the reverb and the gain. So that's really cool. You can do the same thing with echo as well. So echo, I'll just turn that on for you. And again, like I said before, you can adjust the gain. You can adjust the gain to turn the echo down. Or turn it up. And you can adjust how much feed is going in and out of the dry signal. Right here, another cool thing, you can add color to your echo. So on the higher frequencies, you can make the echo a bit brighter, or you can make it a bit darker. So it sounds a little bit more like it's underwater, a little bit more muffled. Turn off echo. We can go over to damage. And this is where you can fuck your sound up. You know what I'm saying? In a good way. You can fuck your sound up. So you can just go over here, turn the crusher on. Right? Turn the reducer on. Push it. Turn it up, turn it down. And you can change the damage. Right? So that's what that does. Time Machine is really cool because you can literally scroll through the different decades. So like right here you have everything from 1930s all the way up to now. And you can go through 1930s, 2000, 1980, 1970, and it'll kind of adjust the sound for you to give it a 1970s effect or a 1960s effect or a 1950s effect, depending on what you're going for. So you can hear the sound without anything on. And then you turn it on, and we're in 1930s. And you'll notice as I go through the decade, the sound is going to change. So I'm going to just go through the decades right now. Now, one of the things I really like this. One of the things I'm kind of not feeling is the way you change things on here. There's no arrow button or up or down button. You got to kind of click on things and drag your mouse up and down, and it's cool. It's very smooth. It functions. It's very responsive. But I'm a hands-on kind of person, and I kind of learned how to use plugins just by using them. I don't always read, the directions and all of that. And so it can be kind of hard to figure out how to change things sometimes because I don't really know where it is I'm supposed to be clicking to change them. So, I mean, I guess you can, you know, go to the website and read that stuff and learn a little bit more about it in that way. Watch a tutorial video and learn a little bit more about it in that way. Or you can be really hands-on like me. But I can tell you right now, you're going to have to click on this screen and really explore this thing and see what happens when you click over here or you drag this up or drag this down. So the same thing with the years. As you go through the different decades, there's no up or down arrow. You have to literally click on it. Like I'm clicking 2000 right now and it's not going to 2000. I have to hold 1980 and drag down or drag up to go where I'm trying to go. Or drag it to the right and drag it to the left. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not self-explanatory in that way. It's stuff you kind of really got to explore to figure out. But anyway, over here in motion, you have your motion effects. And you can stereo. You can make it, you can add more stereo to it. And if you click this little dice looking thing here, it'll kind of randomize your parameters. Over here, like I said before, you have the 2-band EQ. And you can cut the low end out of your effect, or you can cut some of the high end out of your effect. It's all up to you how you want to do it. You can change the width of your band by just clicking the curve knob here and adjusting how much you want to add or take away. So I can click the curve knob again and I can put a high shelf or make a low shelf, you know, however you want to do it. Same thing over here on the low end, just change the band to however you want to do it. So the next really cool thing is you can click this globe up here and it'll take you to another page. This page is really cool because you can go through all of these different electronic devices and kind of achieve the effect that you're looking for by just clicking on it. So you have your cell phone, telephone, walkie-talkie, a transistor radio, boombox. And this one is I think this one is my favorite out of all of them. This is the bath. I love this. It's very bright. It gives you kind of a wide stereo sound. You know, a bit of echo, a bit of verb, like you're in a bathroom. Smart speaker, Game Boy, microphone, earbuds, right? All of that is there. And the cool thing about that is, say I pick bath. I can pick bath and it's still on bath, and then I can go back over here and change the texture of it. So I can add some noise. I like that. Lower the, take some of that low end out, that muddiness out of the texture. So you're just getting the crackle. And I can lower the gain a little bit so it doesn't get in the way of the melody. And if that was the sound I was going for, I just throw the drums in and listen to the beat. But that's not the sound I'm going for. But that was just to show you what this thing can do. You also have presets. Factory presets. So you have everything from all these different categories here. You have 808 sub bass, drums, just delay, just reverb, melodies, pads, pianos, simulations, vinyls, and textures, and vocals. So you even have presets for your vocals. Since this has kind of a piano keys kind of sound, let's try out some of the piano keys and hit some of these presets here. Beautiful. This one is called A Little Room for Vocals. Come back to me. I can change the tone of that right down here. I really like this one. They even have a New York compressor down here as well. So you can add some New York compression. I could flip that screen right back. If I think it's too much echo, I can lower the gain. Right? And then I can just go ahead and add it to the beat, play it back with the beat. I can change the year to 1980, 2000. Go through some other presets. This preset is called Everywhere. And it's kind of got the sound going from ear to ear. I'm still on pianos and keys. I haven't even gone through these other categories. You can check out melodies, background it, damaged organ, hardly compressed. So the thing that's really good about this multi-effects plugin is even though they have an entire section that's pretty much dedicated to helping you achieve a nice, really cool lo-fi sound, with the presets, you can achieve some really great effects on your sound that has absolutely nothing to do with lo-fi. You know, you don't need any of that grit and those record textures on your beat. You could be looking for something that's really spacious, spacey sounding, a lot of echoes, a lot of reverb, and you can just go to one of the categories here. Like I'm on melodies and I click background it, and that sounds really cool. And if I don't want any of that record crackle in the sound, I can just turn the gain down and it goes away. And now I just have the spaciousness of the verb, and it completely changed the whole dynamics of my sound. So what I would do, say this is the effect I'm going for. So what I would typically do is I would then take the effect, put it over on a bus track, and do a bit of parallel processing. That way I can introduce the effect to my sound, to the mix of my sound, and I can introduce it as much as I want, or I can take some of it out, but I can balance it in between that dry signal. And see, I can turn it off, or I can turn it all the way up, and I can balance the mix between the dry signal and the wet signal. So this is the dry signal. And that's the effect. And I have also on this bus track, I have an EQ set up so I can take some of the low end out. And that way I can allow my bass and my kick to kind of operate a little bit better. And then we could just hit play. And that's it, man. That's vibes. Let me bring that back up real quick so you can get a good look at it, because I actually like how this thing looks. But yeah, that's vibes, man. Really cool multi-effects plugin by Thenatan. They created something really cool here, and it's a good price for what this thing does. It's a really good price. I forgot exactly how much it is. So if you go to Thenatan right now, you can purchase this thing for 30 bucks. Not even 30 bucks, $29.50. You can, scratch 50 cents off of what I just said. So it's definitely worth checking out. It's definitely worth picking up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments section if this is something that you're going to be checking out. Also, let me know down in the comments section if you've come across any new plugins, any more multi-effects plugins, because I'm really starting to become a bit of a fan of multi-effects plugins. But any multi-effects plugins, any new VSTs, any new thing that's on your radar, please leave a comment down below and let me know what I should be checking out and what you would like to see me review on this channel. It was really good kicking it with you guys. Every week it's great kicking it with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Shout out to all my new subscribers, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button and turning on your notifications so you can be alerted anytime I drop a new video. As always, it's been a pleasure, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.